Back in 2019, London commuters were promised a brand new fleet of state-of-the-art trains costing over £1 billion. So why is it that in 2024 are we seeing refurbished old trains on the tracks instead? In this video, we'll uncover the story behind London's new refurbished train and why it's rolling out instead of the fleet that commuters should have had 4 years ago. This is the Class 458, a commuter train that operates on the South Western network in London. These trains were refurbished in 2021 for use on long-distance services to places such as Portsmouth. However, they have been brought back to the suburban network. To understand why these refurbished trains are now back on the suburban network, we need to take a step back and look at their complex history. In 1997, South West Trains ordered 30 four-car trains to replace the old slam-door style of trains. These were called the 458/0 and were part of the Coradia Juniper train family, entering service in early 2000. However, they were plagued with technical problems and coupling issues due to the end gangway's odd design, making them extremely unreliable, and led to them being withdrawn from service in 2006. Despite this, the 458s were kept to fill service gaps, and by 2012 they had become the most reliable fleet in Britain. Passenger numbers had dramatically increased without a corresponding rise to South West Trains' fleet. To address this, a £42 million investment was made in 2013 to convert the 458s from 4-car to 5-car trains, called the Class 458/5, by merging the mechanically similar Class 460 units from Gatwick Express. This rebuild reduced their maximum speed from 100 miles per hour to 75 miles per hour and changed the seating layout to provide more standing room. The resulting 36 5-car trains were all repainted in the blue South West Trains livery to match the rest of the fleet. This refurbishment also involved extending platforms across the network to support 10-car operation and reopening the Waterloo International platforms. Despite these efforts, the 458/5s today aren't super reliable and break down every so often. In March 2021, South Western Railway announced another refurbishment for these units, costing £25 million. The plan was to return them to their original 4-car formation by removing the Class 460 units, and were named the 458/4, intended for use on the Portsmouth Direct Line. Although these plans were dropped earlier this year, and in June 2024 they began service on the suburban network. So, what's new with these refurbished trains? Since being restored to their original formation, they can now reach top speeds of 100 miles per hour again. Let's take a look at some of the changes compared to the 458/5s. Inside, you'll see they feature brand new seats with fold-out tables on the back. They've also added a carpeted floor and tables in standard class, which weren't present before. Charging points, including one socket and 2 USB ports, are now available at every pair of seats. First class has also been restored and is currently declassified, so anyone can use it. It features new seats and tables with wireless charging. The trains have also been given a paint job in the SWR livery that gives them a unified look with the rest of the fleet. Other improvements include better air conditioning that works reliably in all carriages. The ride quality is much smoother now, eliminating the juddering when leaving a station. However, some things haven't changed. I was disappointed to see that the lighting hadn't been replaced, and some lights still don't work. The toilets are still less than ideal, and the passenger information displays, or PIDs, and announcements haven't been updated. This means the announcements can still get out of sequence, potentially confusing passengers about which station is next. The interior shell also remains unchanged, so the luggage racks have a small width and the windows still have condensation. Overall, I think this is a sufficient refurbishment, especially with the smoother ride quality, which is no doubt a pleasant change from the 458/5s. However, it seems strange to refurbish a 20-year-old train without addressing some key features like toilets, lighting and PIDs. The seats are much harder and much less comfortable compared to the 458/5s, which have some of the comfiest padded seats on any UK train, so these feel like a huge downgrade, even in first class. In fact, the seats are already broken, which is appalling for such a recent launch. Additionally, issues that were prevalent on the 458/5s are still occurring, such as this loud ongoing sound that doesn't seem to stop. And the piercing door chimes, which are now louder than ever. So, why have these refurbished trains been introduced now? Well, if they hadn't been running by July, services would have had to be cut due to ongoing issues, testing and training delays with the brand new fleet of Class 701s. Despite SWR denying that there is a current rolling stock shortage, the reality is clear. The 701s haven't been introduced and the 458/5s are being withdrawn for refurbishment. This situation has forced the introduction of the 458/4s to counter the gap. Unfortunately, this indicates that customers are once again the lowest priority. SWR has taken minimal action, with these units remaining idle in sidings for months. Meanwhile, customers are forced to endure short formations and units which lack air conditioning and toilet facilities on commuter lines during peak times. Ironically, the refurbished trains are now doing more passenger services than the long-awaited 701s. These are being rolled out much quicker than initially planned, indicating that the 701 rollout will take even longer. In case you didn't know, the whole of the southwestern suburban network was supposed to have a brand new fleet of 10-car, air-conditioned, fully walk-through, modern trains in 2019, but as of June 2024, there has been little progress since their soft launch in January 2024, with only 2 to 3 services running on weekdays on the Windsor line. So, where are these refurbished 458/4s running? For now, they're operating 8-car services between Waterloo and Weybridge via Hounslow, and between Waterloo and Twickenham. As more units start rolling out, they will supposedly be deployed where they are needed the most. So there you have it, the story behind London's new refurbished train. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts down below. See you in the next one.